For this project, I started with a 6.5 by 8.5 inch frame, and I really thought this was pretty, but soon after I took the backing off, I realized I couldn't seal it from the back because even if I did seal it around the edge there, the resin could still seep underneath the front part and go in those crevices back there. So what I decided to do was I decided to try to push the glass up against the perimeter of the frame as best I could, and I did that by using painter's tape and then stuffing some tape all around the edges. And then I flipped it over and I took Elmer's glue, clear Elmer's glue, and sealed it up around the front and let this dry for 2 days. Took my iPad and put it on top of the frame to push the frame up against the glass so that the Elmer's glue didn't seep underneath. And it worked, and I didn't get any Elmer's glue on my iPad. You can see it a tiny bit where it starts and stops, but once you put the resin on there, you will not see it at all. So this particular bowl I have used for multiple projects. This is actually Carnival glass. Carnival glass is glass that is molded and treated with metallic salts that gives it a shiny metallic iridescent surface. So this is just on the surface of the glass. It cannot be tumbled. If you were to tumble it, the surface coloring would come out. So like I said, I used the glass for multiple projects, and after I had cut away all the glass from the very bottom, I focused on the bottom, which is what I am using for this project. And what I did is I just went ahead and nipped around all the way around all of the glass off of it. And down toward the bottom, the glass is very, very thick, and at some points I actually have to hold the nippers with 2 hands to squeeze hard enough to cut the glass off. So now you can see how there's some pointy, sharp edges around the bottom, and I just want to sand those off. So I go out to the garage and I have a stained glass sander, and I just do each of those points just to get the sharp edges off. And I go all the way around the entire circle. Next, I'm looking for a stem for the pumpkin. I go through my tumbled glass. This is glass I picked up at garage sales and thrift stores, broken up and tumbled in my tumbler. And I just go through multiple pieces, trying to see which one looks best. So this bottom piece is very thick, so I'm looking for a fairly thick piece of glass for the stem. I feel like that would look best. And honestly, it takes me probably about 15-20 minutes to go through all these pieces, just seeing which I like best and nipping them off because most of them are too tall for the pumpkin, I feel like. I also look for a couple small leaves for the pumpkin. So for the tendrils, I used one 12-inch 24-gauge wire, cut it in half, and then wrapped it around the pen. And I did this with 4 wires. Then I folded up some tape, some painter's tape, and stuck that to it because when you spray it, it flies all over the place. So I might even need to get a stickier tape because it still flew off of there. So this is some gold metallic spray paint, and I just sprayed all 4 of them. Next, it's ready for resin. The resin I'm using for this project is Craft Resin Creative Liquid, crystal clear. It has a 24-hour curing time, no VOCs. So I chose to put the resin on the top of the glass first before putting the glass on. Sometimes when you have large pieces of glass, it helps to prevent bubbles from getting underneath them. So then I went ahead and put the glass on, and I did not pour the resin on top of this big piece of glass because a lot of times when you have textured glass and you pour resin over the top, the texture is not as visible. So later on you'll see I take a little bit of resin and I just wipe it on the top with my finger so that it is not creating any puddles. Then this glass that I'm putting on is actually glass from the Dollar Tree. They have bags of glass back in the floral section, different colors. So I have a combination of beads. The little plastic package that you see is actually from the Dollar Tree. And then I had an old necklace that I pulled apart that I used for some larger beads that I had picked up at a garage sale. When working with resin, I always come back after the project is finished every 10-15 minutes, recheck it for bubbles and sediment, and go over it with the torch again. Sprinkle a little more resin over the beads, and then I put a cute little dragonfly brooch up on the top. And now you can see me putting a little bit of resin on top of the pumpkin and then just wiping it on with my finger. I ended up adding a little frog at the very end. I thought he looked really cute. Now this has to sit on a flat level surface overnight at temperatures between 72 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. All resins are different. You need to read the directions for the resin that you are using. It's in your best interest to cover it with a dust cover. Hey everyone, I thought this was such a cute project, and you know, I had problems before last year when I was doing some Christmas trees, stained glass Christmas trees on some of these frames here. I had a problem with, I don't know if you can see that, but a tiny bit of, I don't know if that's the glue or the resin leaked through, and it's such a tiny bit, and it kind of yellowed that area. You can barely see it. But on the ones that I did last year, a bunch had leaked through, and I don't know if it was like a chemical reaction with the metal and the resin, but it had all yellow all in there, and it looked terrible. But anyway, this didn't happen, so because I sealed it from the front. So if you ever end up with a frame like that where the glass goes all the way to the edge and you can't seal it, you need to seal it from the front. And if you use the clear Elmer's glue, that'll do the trick for the most part. So I used the bottom of that Carnival glass bowl, and I think that looks so pretty, the rose in there. And let's see, the glass at the bottom is actually from the Dollar Tree. They have that, I don't know if you can see how pretty it looks. When I see it in person, it really shines. And I know I've said before, if you take resin and put it over textured glass, the texture will go away if you pour it on. But what I did was I just took a little and brushed it very lightly with my finger just to give it the shine from the resin, but did not, you know, pour it or let it puddle. And the texture you can still see. And the two little brooches there, I know I've been getting a lot of stuff on Temu, but those are ones that I've picked up at garage sales over the years. I've just pulled them out of my jewelry stash there. But anyway, it was a very easy project because I had the round circle for the pumpkin. I really want to use every piece of that glass because I know it's Carnival glass is collectible glass, and I'm not going to waste any of it. So for you collectors who are cringing when I smashed it up. But anyway, I have a couple garage sale finds. So this week, there's not a lot of garage sales anymore because of the summer. It's so hot here, nobody wants to sit out. But I did end up getting these two plates. There was only like 6 garage sales. And I got these 2 plates for $1 each, and I thought this was so pretty. Look at that. If I could, I'm not gonna break it up. I think I'm gonna do something on it, like a Christmas tree or something. It's so pretty. And this one I got for $1. And this I think I might break up eventually for tumbled glass. I have so much of it though. But isn't that a beautiful amber color? And I ended up getting these 2 mirrors over here. I thought this was kind of cool. And this mirror, I love doing artwork on mirrors. They were $2 each, but I offered him $3 for the 2 of them, and he took it. So $3 for the 2 of these. I thought that was a good deal. And then I went to Goodwill, which was a big mistake, and I ended up, so this mirror here, because Goodwill is getting so expensive, this mirror here was, I think, $9.99. Yeah, and I almost walked away from it because I thought $9.99. Now, if you bought this in the store, I'm sure it would be 30 bucks. And I thought, oh, come on, Linda, you just spent $6.99 on the Starbucks. You can afford $9.99. So, so I got that, and I think that's real pretty. I have to do something coastal on it or something. I don't know. And then I also picked this one. Honestly, I don't go to Goodwill that much anymore because of their prices. And I got this one, and I think this was $4 up at Goodwill, and I ended up taking it because I love stuff on mirrors. But this reminds me of a porthole, doesn't it? So what would you see? The water out there? I don't know. I'll have to think of something to do on it. So now I'm getting a big collection of mirrors. I got to get going. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. That helps the channel. If you enjoy the channel, go ahead and subscribe. We have the Facebook page going now. Having a lot of fun with that. A lot of people are sharing their artwork and their knowledge. I'm learning a lot. And here I thought I was going to be able to help people more, you know, because then they could ask me questions. But I think I'm getting more help from it than they are. And anyway, I hope you guys all have a great day. Thanks for watching.